where I am. God is where I stand. God is standing strong where I breathe. God is breathing life in and out and through me. As me, where I sing. God is where I dance. Joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, for where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak truth is, where I work, love is my career, and where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As me, oh, oh, do do do, where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go. Where I pray and take and give am a center of creation. I am a tree rooted in fullness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of mine. I am a center of creation. I am complete, living in wholeness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of mine. I am a center of creation. 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 I am a center of creation.
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Maxine Kaye, and I am fortunate enough to be the spiritual leader of this beloved center. We are an inclusive teaching. We honor all paths to the divine. We celebrate love in all of its beautiful forms, and we invite everyone who wishes to learn and to practice these beautiful spiritual tools that we have in the science of mind that are applicable to every human experience that we could even imagine. So we offer these spiritual tools, we utilize them, we teach each other, we practice together, we walk together along our beautiful experiences, our challenges. We are a community, and that's what makes it so wonderful. So we're so grateful that you chose to be with us today. Wherever you are in the world, and wherever you may be on your spiritual journey, you are very welcome here. Very welcome here. This is sometimes called a transformation station. Our Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide have a mission, have a vision, and our mission is simply awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Wow, what a concept! That is what we're all about, because we realize that despite what a few people may have been told in the past about being worms of the dust or things like that, that we are made out of the very life of the divine. So each one of us is a conscious, creative center of divine activity. And don't you think it's time that we awaken and we help our brothers and sisters awaken to the truth that we are beautiful, magnificent spiritual beings? That makes a world that we are very interested in, because that is our vision, and it is a world that works for everyone, or a world that works for all sentient beings, all the planet itself, and everyone in it. So I am thrilled to be with you this morning. This is a very precious hour that we spend together. Thank you for joining with us. And our spiritual community here in Paoli, Pennsylvania, has a rather wonderful purpose statement. And many of you know what it is. And if you do, I invite you to say it along with me. Ready? Living, loving, learning. Spirituality that works. And we have the most wonderful music ahead of us. It is Eddie Watkins Jr. and the Unity Village Chapel music team singing, "I Am Alive in the Spirit of God." Fasten your spiritual belts.
Alive with the Spirit of God. Alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all, live with the Spirit of God. Woo! I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. Woo! I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all, live with the Spirit of God. Y'all ready to rock out this morning? Come on, Joe. Come on, sing it with us, y'all. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all, live with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit. Woo! I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all, live with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all, live with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all, live with the Spirit of God. Woo! Good morning, Unity.
I am alive, y'all. Don't you love that? Let me have a word with the kids. Hi, good morning to you. You know, there's two things that I believe you and I need to remember. That's all of us, kids, adults, everybody. But these two things are, one, God is love and everywhere present. And the second one is God's law is perfect everywhere, and you and I can use it. Those are two very important things to know. Now, I was fortunate enough to grow up in this wonderful teaching, so I have always known that I live and move and have my being in the presence of love, which is the presence of the divine. God's got my back, always. And the other thing I learned early on is that God's law is beautiful. It's very much like Jesus taught. You know, when he was teaching so many centuries ago, he was really speaking to the ancient farmers because they understood that when you plant a seed in the soil, it will bring you exactly what you have planted. And so if you plant a crop of corn, you will get corn. You won't get cotton. You won't get potatoes. You'll get corn. And so he taught these agrarian people. Oh, that's a new word. It simply means people who are involved with agriculture. See there what I did? I didn't do it. The Greeks did it. But it's a wonderful thing to know a new word sometimes. And so the ancient farmers understood that as they planted seeds, they would get exactly what they planted. He also taught us that as you sow in your mind, your thoughts and your feelings, so shall you reap, or so shall you receive the same crops that you have planted. And so this law of God is beautiful. You know, think about the colors that you have mixed when you were really little. It didn't matter how old you were. Did you know that a 2-year-old and a 92-year-old can mix yellow and blue and they're still going to get green? That's the way the law works, right? And you can add 2 and 2 and you'll get 4. Your great-grandmother can add 2 and 2 and she'll get 4 also. That's the way the law works. And so we can count on it. We can depend upon it. And that makes it important that you and I understand that God is everywhere, lives right within us, that we have that power within us to use and to use it for good by thinking lovingly, compassionately, creatively, productively, so that we are planting wonderful seeds. And as we do, then we understand that something good is going to be produced from that. And on the other hand, if I go around being all sour and dour and being mean and not liking people, and I'm planting seeds in a garden that is not going to produce the kind of beautiful garden that I'd like to have. I want to plant seeds of truth, seeds of love, seeds of caring, seeds of positive ideas, creative, productive ideas. Isn't it wonderful that we have that opportunity? We can do this. It doesn't matter our age, but it does matter that right where we are, right now, we begin to remember these two important things. God is love and everywhere present, including right where you are. And the other is, God has this beautiful power for good, and it is expressed through the law of God. You plant and you reap. Isn't it wonderful? Start thinking more and more today about what you would like to plant in your beautiful garden of your life. We love you so much. And in a couple weeks, we just may be seeing you again. So have a good day, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now. You see them running off? They could hardly wait. I would invite you now to join me in meditation. Let's come together in this beautiful consciousness of love and receptivity, inviting infinite wisdom, which is always present, to begin to reveal itself in us and through us. Let's breathe in that sacred breath. Allow it to circulate within our bodies and to release whatever is no longer needed, to replenish us with love and light, life. Take another deep, holy breath and allow it to move through our emotions, through our mentality, bringing us to perfect peace, centering us in spirit. And now let's become aware of this infinite field of divine possibilities. Imagine that this is a universe pulsating with life and possibility, ready to come into whatever form we focus upon and select. It's all God. It's all good. It is all divine life. And it's flowing sweetly and powerfully in and through you now. Feel that steady flow of divine life. And even now, it is revealing to you your spiritual magnificence, touching, nurturing, blessing you in every possible way. Something is moving upon the waters of spirit within and all around you. And it is divine intention, bringing forth new creation, beautiful life. And the forms begin to emerge, and they are good, and they are very good. Imagine now these beautiful forms enriching your life and enhancing the world, doing the good they have come to do. And now imagine these forms beginning to change, as all forms are intended to change. And yet still, we are all in a spiritual sea of love and wisdom. All forms are of God. All creation is perfectly beautiful. The forms come and go. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Come deeply now into a moment of silence and feel the presence loving you. And indeed, God is the same yesterday, today, forever, and all is well.
Am I nervous? Of course I am. You don't even have to ask. Facing a mystery anyone would be. One more step and it's out of my hands. There can be no turning back. Can't say what's in front of me. You know I can't wait to see. This is something I owe to myself. This is something I've just gotta do. I don't know what I'll find, but there's one thing I know about my life. It's gotta be, it's just gotta be true. Oh yeah. I remember, of course I do, how I used to hear my heart. What I most wanna be, what I most long to see. Well, that voice has faded so far away. I hardly recognize myself. What happened to me? No wonder I couldn't breathe. This is something I owe to myself. This is something I've just gotta do. I don't know what I'll find, but there's one thing I know about my life. It's gotta be, yeah, it's just gotta be true. It's been a lifelong habit, gave away my power, playing follow the leader again and again. Well, my soul won't have it, I won't hide or cower. I'm ready to dive back in. This is something I owe to myself. This is something I've just gotta do. This is something I owe to myself. This is something I've just gotta do. I don't care what I'll find, but there's one thing I know about my life. It's gotta be true. It's gotta be true. It's gotta be true.
Oh, thank you, Daniel. You're as true as anybody could be. That was special. We're now going to move into an opening treatment, affirmative prayer. I'm going to invite you, if you wish, to take the words that I speak as though they were your very own. I will speak them in first person with you in mind. Yeah? There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, whole, and complete. It is love. It is light. It is truth and beauty, peace, power and joy. And that life is my life now. It is the only life there is to have or to be. I am fully centered in the consciousness of the divine presence, here and now, moving through me with grace and ease. I am firmly established in the truth that sets me free and keeps me free in the knowledge that I am indeed a co-creator with the living God, that I am a center of divine fulfillment. And as I understand and I utilize the beautiful principles that have been given, my life becomes full. I give thanks for the opportunity to stand in the light and to be the light that shines in my life and in the world itself, for I am indeed a co-creator with the divine. I give thanks for this time together, for our hour of power, the power for good that we all share. I give thanks for the opportunity to invite the presence to shine through every moment of this morning's celebration, to touch and bless and uplift everyone here with us in any way at all. I give thanks for the inspiring music. I give thanks for the truth that God is God in all of us. And so this is the beginning of something beautiful unfolding. And I rejoice and give thanks for it. I rejoice and give thanks for the power of good that is shining through us all right now. And now release these words of truth to the perfect law of mind, for they were true before they were ever spoken. And shall we say together, and so it is. And now will you join me in an affirmation? And it goes like this. I happily apply this divine principle in my life today, using the power for good and inviting it to use me. Oh, yes, and so it is. Oh, this has been a wonderful month. This month is all about the foundation. And our year's theme is quite exciting to me. It is building a new consciousness. And if we're to build anything new, don't we have to have a nice firm foundation? And I can't think of a better foundation, a firmer foundation, than our basic principles of science of mind. And I can't think of a better way to implement them and to remember them and to teach them and to learn them than to go back to our basics in the science of mind, which we happily call our textbook, written by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And we review the first 4 chapters during the month of January to solidify our faith, to remind us about the truth that indeed does set us free. And then so long as we maintain walking along that beautiful path, it keeps us free. So today's talk is about shiny new tools because it is about how to use it. We've been learning, we've been remembering, we have been practicing our understanding about the science of mind, this beautiful philosophy. And today we're going to go about implementing it for all of us. We have shiny new tools and let's use them. That's what's so exciting. And Ernest Holmes says, one of the great difficulties in the new order of thought is that we are too likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. Sound familiar? As a matter of fact, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. Oh, that's good. We can only know as much as we can prove. Otherwise, it's what my beloved teacher Barney used to call LBOWs. You know what those are? Lovely bunches of words. It's fine to be able to quote Ernest Holmes and all of the other greats of science of mind and other new thought teachers. But let's put it into practice. Let's utilize these beautiful tools So today we are studying the 4th introductory chapter. We've reviewed the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and now it's about how to use these shiny new tools. Oh, they're not new for most of us, but they're still shiny because they still work. It's time to apply what we've been learning. Now we know that all principles, all theories are unseen and intangible until we use them and make them real and tangible. I learned as a child how deeply loved I was by the divine. I never questioned it, no matter what the circumstances in my life might have been. And they were not always great, any more than anyone else's were always great. But I always knew that I was the beloved in whom God was well pleased and still is, so far as I know. I also learned in studying these basics when I was a young teenager. I took the foundations class, which was called first year at that time. When I was 14, my mother and I took it together, and kids pick these things up so quickly. Why? Because we come into this planet knowing who we are and knowing what is possible. And then we begin to unlearn things because the world has some other opinions, right? And we can slip into that false knowledge, and then we can slip right back out of it when we remember our truth. So bring our children, bring our teens to this teaching, because it will make all the difference in the rest of their lives. I loved studying the basics. I understood them. I got them. Kids do. It's only natural. And I learned the law of circulation. Not only did I learn that I was loved and that God is love, but I also learned this law of circulation. I learned very early on that when I cleaned out my closet and gave things away to people, I would get new clothes. It's a good thing for kids to learn this. I received good in so many forms, in so many ways, through learning gratitude and acceptance. I learned early on never to refuse my good. In fact, I used to babysit for Earl D. Barnum, my beloved Barney. He had 2 kids that are wonderful. And one time, Barney was going to a meeting. At that time, I earned 50 cents an hour to babysit. Some of you may remember those days. And so Barney went to a meeting, and it turned out that it was shortened, and he was home in about an hour. So he was ready to drive me home, and he gave me a $5 bill. I said, "Oh, Barney, no, I was only here an hour, and I earned 50 cents an hour." And he looked at me, oh, I wish you could have met him, with those steely blue eyes, and said to me, "Maxine, never refuse your good." I got that at a very early age. I never refuse my good. I have learned deep appreciation. I have learned to be a generous receiver as well as a generous giver. So I learned about that early on and have practiced it. And it has worked so beautifully in my life, for myself, for my loved ones. We need to learn about receiving, about accepting, and giving thanks for it. And knowing that every time I purchase a lunch for someone out of joy, that probably the universe has 10 lunches to give to me at some point in time. It doesn't need ever to be from the same person, of course. That would be very limiting, wouldn't it? We want to utilize this beautiful law of circulation by understanding that this is an abundant universe, that there is plenty for all. Plenty for all. Those are the belief that there isn't enough to go around is a very bad notion that has become too prevalent in human thinking. And you and I, here at the forefront of this movement going forward, we can begin dispelling those false beliefs. Those false beliefs are what our dear friend Dr. J. Scott Neal used to refer to as nincompooperi. Nincompooperi. It's a good word. It's a very good word. It's okay for children to use it too, don't you think? When we are focusing on the truth, when we allow only truth on our tongue, as Emma Curtis Hopkins would say, we are co-creating something beautiful for our lives and for the greater world itself. So, receiving our good, expressing our good, understanding that God is all there is, that there is a power for good greater than you are, and you can use it, as Ernest Holmes said, in every radio and TV and personal presentation. There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. So by darn, let's start using it properly. Let's start using it lovingly, creatively, consciously, compassionately, productively. I've experienced an amazing amount of healings throughout my life, not only for myself, but in all of the different centers where I have been. And the healing really is simply a revealing of a greater truth. Because, you know, we don't have to reestablish our health. It is already a divine reality. It is a permanent part of us. When we're experiencing something less than that, it's just a temporary blip. We need to get back to the homeostasis where we allow that divine life to flow through us again. And it does so beautifully when we get ourselves out of the way. As Emerson would say, we get our bloated nothingness out of the paths of the divine circuitry. And so it's not it's not like I have regained my health. I'm revealing what is already there. And so I'm thinking back to some amazing, amazing healings and demonstrations that have taken place over the 45, 46 years that I've been in ministry. And it confirms and affirms and reaffirms my faith in this teaching. And this teaching is universal. It's not something that we have a corner on. It is universal. When Ernest Holmes put this together in such a way that we could utilize it in our lives, he drew from all the great thought in the universe, from the great philosophers and theologians, for Western and Eastern thought as well. And so it is real, it is universal, it is infinitely true. I'm thinking about people who lost their jobs. How can you lose a job? Well, now, where did I put that job? I just had it the other day. People who lose their jobs with the right attitude, and I have seen this time and time again, they move into a greater experience, realizing that that was a great stepping stone for them to something more miraculous, and many times it seems miraculous. This is not magic, this is science. And it can feel magical, and it can feel miraculous, but it's simply putting our minds in the right direction. It is simply being aware that we are one of the divine, that this divine presence that adores us flows through us all the time, that the power for good that is ours to use is using us all the time, and that we get to direct our thinking and our feeling for good and for greater good. I have seen physical healings, what appeared to be miraculous. A little baby that walked into a pool and drowned and was restored. Yes, we worked with the medical people. Yes, we worked as a team. And this baby completely came out of it. The doctors were shaking their heads. They were beginning to believe in prayer and all the angels that would come and surround this little one in the hospital. I've seen couples rediscover the deep love for one another after being apart and not understanding how precious they were and the relationship was. I've seen them turn 180 degrees and come back and form brand new relationships by using these shiny new tools. I've seen singles who've reconfigured their mental approach to relationship. I just have one after another. Well, you can stop that, you know. That's more of that nincompooperi. Let's begin to develop a spiritual prototype, a new mental equivalent by, first of all, being the partner that you would like to have. Being that loving, understanding, wise, and wonderful, co-creative person that you would like to have in your life. This is wonderful. It's the most beautiful power in the world, and it's greater than any other power. It's not about the love of power. It is about the power of love, and God is love, and God is the power. There you have it. You know, Ernest Holmes says, it has been proved that by thinking correctly and by a conscious mental use of the law of mind, we can cause it to do definite things for us, through us. By conscious thinking, we give conscious direction to it, and it responds. There is this great field of infinite potentiality. It is just throbbing with life and possibility, waiting for us. It doesn't wait, it just goes ahead and produces wonderful things. But if you and I are ready to do our part to change our lives for the better and to make a difference in our communities and in the larger world, it's time we begin implementing these shiny new tools. We need to discipline our thinking. You know, discipline is a favorite word of mine. And a dear friend of mine years ago said, discipline is simply loving yourself enough to do what is good for you. Well, what is good for you is to think straight. What is good for you is to feel peacefully and lovingly and compassionately. So we need to discipline our thinking so that we remain steadfast on truth, not on outer conditions, not on the opinions of the world. We align ourselves with the original spirit of harmony. Take just a moment and think about what it feels like to align yourself with the original spirit of harmony. Harmony. Ah, beautiful word, beautiful feeling. We invite this perfect presence to express through us. And from this place, we deepen our understanding of the supreme unity of all life. We celebrate unity in diversity. We celebrate the many magnificent forms that come into being, but still all connected, all one life, one presence, one power. And we are connected, for we are individualized expressions of this perfect life. And we're connected with all sentient beings. We change our perspective, and when we change our perspective into that which is life-affirming, then the conditions around us change to match our new perspective. Ernest said, we're then able to look at a discordant fact in the face and deny its reality. That's real power. Look at that discordant fact in the face and say, who is your father? You have no purpose here. Or as the witch said, you have no power here. Get away. Monkeys, whatever that was. You and I need to have the power, and we have the power, but have the confidence to use the power to say, you are not true. God is the truth. God is the only truth, abides, resides, expresses in, through, and as me, and I accept nothing else, nothing less than that. God indeed is the same yesterday, today, tomorrow, forever. The same. We can rely on. Don't you think in this world we need something to rely on? We have always had something to rely on. We just forgot about it because we took a little byway off our spiritual path to enlightenment and realization. We can come back. Conditions come and go. Remember? They're supposed to. We are in this fluid, intelligent, loving universe. the conditions come and go. Let them. Don't hold on to them. Don't continue the organ recital years after the surgeries have been over with and been successful. Let the conditions flow away. Stop talking about them. You know, some people ought to join that new 12-step program who talk too much about these things. It's called Al-Anon and on and on and on. I know, let's come back to our truth. Let's establish our truth rather than getting so excited about the facts and getting too involved in them. Remember that conditions are not entities. You and I are entities. The conditions come and go. Our spiritual mind treatments are entities. They're a real power in the mind of God. Remember that the mind, the infinite mind of God, which is also yours and mine, of which we are not only a part but individualized expressions, has those two aspects, the conscious and the subconscious, the objective and the subjective. What is true of the infinite is true of each of us. So we are utilizing this beautiful, infinitely wise and intelligent creative process all the time. How are we using it is the question we need to ask ourselves. How are we using it? Well, we have a wonderful, beautiful, shiny tool. It's called Spiritual Mind Treatment or Affirmative Prayer. And the next time we're together, in a couple of weeks, we'll have handouts of our 5-step treatment and our 7-step treatment. And in the meantime, this is how it goes. The first step is recognition, because this is something I want to back up with to remind us all. God speaks and it's done. That's the faith of God. God says, let it be, and it is. You and I, as co-creative centers of God consciousness, may use that creative power in exactly the same way. We're developing the faith and the belief in order to do it. So that's why you and I must understand that when we're doing spiritual mind treatment, that we are speaking truth on the tongue, and it is powerful. We're using the same divine law that the infant uses. So we pray believing. So first of all, the first step is recognition. What is that? That's simply focusing on the infinite, focusing on God however we perceive that, the divinity, the allness, the goodness, the presence, the power. And sometimes it's lovely in this first step simply to come up with all of the words for God you can think of. Divine presence, infinite love, perfect wisdom. Dwell on that till we really get the allness of the infinite. That's step one, is the recognition that this is an amazing life and it's divine. And the second step is, I would say it's unification, and it is, but the truth is we're already unified, but it's becoming aware, deeply, consciously aware of our unity with this divine life. And there are many ways to go about this, I am that I am is the best one I know. I am is the name of God. Let's remember that. I am is the name of God. And when I say I am, what follows that becomes my third step of treatment, which is my declaration or my affirmation. If I then say, I am wholeness, I'm utilizing the name of God appropriately. Outside of treatment, if I'm walking down the street and I say something like, I am tired, I am utilizing the name of God in vain, because I am is the name of God, and God is never tired. God is infinite energy. See, we're learning to catch ourselves when we begin to speak, even in our minds, in ways that are not positive and life-affirming, productive, beautiful. So that third step of treatment is following the name of God. I am whole and complete. I am abundant. I am loving. I am loved. I am compassionate. I am fulfilled. I am creative. Name what we name and claim it. We name it, we claim it. That's the affirmative part. That's the third step. The fourth step, see, we've created this beautiful image in our mind and growing it in our heart. Now we want to really embody it and accept it. And so the fourth step is grateful acceptance. I celebrate and give thanks and receive and embody this good that I have just declared. And the fifth step is when we've done our work and it's time to turn it over to the law of mind itself and let it be revealed in its own beautiful and perfect way. And that's when we release it with confidence. And the final statement that we make, as you make with us so often, is, and so it is. And then what do? We just keep our cotton picking hands off of it because the law has it then. There's nothing more for us to do but to walk around with a grateful heart. We'll get more into this, believe me, because it happens to be our shiniest tool. And you'll learn it in classes. Reverend Mike is going to be teaching a foundations class starting in February. We have other classes coming up. You're going to learn or relearn or remember or rehearse this wonderful spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. So we're ushering in a great and beautiful shining new light. We've been doing that for the longest time, and we're bringing greater truth into our world every time we make a difference in our own. We're not waiting for another Messiah. You know, that already took place. The presence of the Christ is already within and all around us. It always has been, it always will be. And you may call it the Buddha mind, the Sacred Heart, the Atman, Yahweh, Allah. It is all the same. It is God in and expressing through and as us. We understand that the law of mind responds to our belief, so we up-level our belief, yes? We plant only those seed thoughts and those feelings that are healthy and life-affirming, yes? We have a healthy expectancy, a healthy expectation of good, and good alone to emerge from every situation. When we declare that good is emerging from it, then it is possible for it to emerge. It's up to us, you see. We're dealing with first cause, the power back of all creation, the thing itself. And it's beautiful. Remember this. There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. Remember this. There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and it can use you. Will you say with me, God is my very life. I am immersed in divine love. I am guided by infinite wisdom. I direct the perfect law of mind. I use it only for good. I invite it to use me for great good. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Thank you. Oh, this is wonderful, and it's wonderful now to celebrate our prosperity. It's an opportunity to utilize this beautiful law of circulation to enhance our own lives, to enhance the life of our beloved community. So, as you choose how you give to our center, we thank you, thank you, thank you. You are making a difference, and we are so grateful. I like to take my gift to my heart. That's just the way I do it. And then I give it with joy. So let's say our prosperity affirmation together. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
I've been through the desert, I walked in the ocean, I've climbed up a mountain, and I've sang in the wind. I've cried out in the moonlight, I've drank that potion, I've wished in the fountain, and I've lived in sin. Hallelujah. I keep searching for an answer to make complete. But every time I think that I found it, the ground shifts under my feet. What I know is every moment is a blessing. And every love is like a light. And beauty comes with every sunrise. And living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose. That's right. Living is the purpose of life. What I know is every moment is a blessing. Yeah. Every love is like a light. And beauty comes with every sunrise. And living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose. Living is the purpose of life. Is a wonder. Every kiss, every heart is like a shooting star. You are perfect in this moment. So live out loud and 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 just be who you are. It's true.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monet, a member of your Board of Trustees.
Woo!
I wanted to say before I start the announcements, thank you so much, Dr. Maxine. What an inspirational and beautiful message. Really love the concept of having tools in our toolbox, to use as needed and as a way to realign and connect with our source. So again, thank you so much for that. We are excited to announce just a few things for 2023. More in-person Sunday celebrations,
Woo!
guest speakers,
Woo!
live music,
Woo!
labyrinth walks,
Woo!
movie nights,
Woo!
potlucks,
Woo!
brunch and dinner outings,
Woo!
celebrations in the park,
Woo!
care groups,
Woo!
life-changing classes,
Woo!
GPCSL youth gatherings,
Woo!
and welcoming new members and growing.
Woo!
All right. On the class front, Dr. Maxine will be offering a new 2-week class on the 4 kingdoms of consciousness, starting this Tuesday, January the 31st, and the second class will be on February the 7th. Both are on Zoom and are from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. This is a love offering class. I'm excited about it. I actually am going to be taking it, and I was really drawn in by the fact that it was 2 nights and that it's not too long of a commitment. but long enough to be life-changing. So I'm really looking forward to that. Additionally, Reverend Mike will be teaching a 10-week accredited foundations class beginning on Thursday, February the 9th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. The first class is free, so feel free to check it out. Just go to our website for all the details and to register. I also had that class a couple years ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was really, again, I think a lot of the things that we learn here are life-changing, but that truly was something that actually still sticks to me today, some of the lessons that I learned during that class. So again, I recommend any and everyone to take that if you can. Cheryl Mackin is leading a 7-week Good Grief support group in person starting Wednesday, March 15th to 7 to 8:30 in Paoli. This is a 7-week session which explores grief as a gateway to transformation. You can sign up by going to www.cslphilly.org and click on the link on the pop-up screen on the homepage. Our next in-person celebration will be held in our Eagleville location. Eagleville, represent Eagleville. Next Sunday, February the 5th, and the following Sunday, February the 12th at 10 a.m. So 2 in-person celebrations, and they're going to be back-to-back, both at 10:30. In addition, you may also arrive in time for our 10, don't show up at 7, no one will be there, at 10 o'clock morning meditation. That was something that we gathered and did at our Sweet 16. So glad that it's coming back, and I really look forward to seeing people there. So thank you, Reverend Mike, for doing that. Woo! If you would like to sponsor a Sunday, it is a great way to support our center in honor of someone special or a special event in your life. For a donation of $150, any individual or group can sponsor a Sunday. If you would like to sponsor a Sunday, simply contact the office or email Linda, lovely lady Linda, at admin@cslphilly.com. Lastly, if you are watching us and are enjoying our Sunday celebrations and love notes on our Facebook or YouTube channel, please be sure to like, to subscribe, and to share with others. When you subscribe, you'll receive notifications anytime videos are uploaded. I will say that I do truly appreciate that come Sunday morning, YouTube, because I've subscribed to CSL Philly, it knows that at 10:20 to tune to that channel so that I can participate or watch our Sunday celebrations at 10:30. So if nothing else, do that as a reminder so that you don't have to go fumbling looking for things, and YouTube will get you to where you need. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening and joining us today. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Monet. I love that. And I love your cheering section, otherwise known as Mila. That was very fun. Now we'll have a wonderful closing song by Karen Drucker. It is called Every Little Thought I Think.
1, 2, 3.
When I'm feeling down and blue, I found a trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. If I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. And if I wake up with a bad thanks for everything. With every little thought I think, I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Whoa, day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. What you thinking? 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 You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Oh, Karen, love it. Thank you. And isn't that great? If I wake up with attitude, I can change it into gratitude. She knows it. Okay, first of all, I have to say this. Fly, eagles, fly. Today, fly. All right, let's know this together, that there is one life, and that life is so beautiful that it is responding to each of us right now in the most wonderful ways. We give thanks for our opportunity to be those individualized expressions of the One, making a difference by utilizing our beautiful tools of love and truth and clarity and wisdom, making a difference in our lives and in the world itself. We give thanks, and so it is.